Denny Hamlin has 56 career wins over 19 different seasons, but he's missing that one thing, the NASCAR Cup Championship. Can he finally get it this year? Let's break it down on Dirty Air. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dirty Air. I'm your host, Alex Lambert, here on a Friday afternoon going into Bristol race weekend. We have the trucks tonight, Xfinity tomorrow, and then the Cup race coming up on Sunday. That should be exciting. Kyle Larson attempting to run all three of those races, going for the sweep, trying to see if he can do it and be the second driver in history to get the NASCAR sweep. The only driver that's done it before him is Kyle Busch at Bristol twice. So we'll certainly have to keep an eye on that this weekend. That should be a lot of fun. But one thing I want to talk about going into this Bristol weekend is last year's Bristol spring winner, Denny Hamlin, was able to get the win a year ago at Bristol. He's also been able to get the last two wins of this NASCAR season at Darlington and Martinsville the week before that. So Denny Hamlin is certainly on a hot streak right now. And I think one thing that I did when I was at these racetracks doing these videos that I didn't analyze enough that I wanted to was Denny Hamlin himself and how good Denny Hamlin is when you look at the numbers, right? 56 career wins Denny Hamlin has over the span of his 20-year NASCAR career. And he actually, in those 20 years, 19 of those seasons, he has at least one win. You look at Kyle Busch getting to 20 seasons in a row. That's now the record. But Denny Hamlin only missing out in 2018. That was the year of the Big Three. That's the only season he's had where he did not score at least one Cup victory. So certainly it was very close for him where he could very realistically be right up there with Kyle Busch in this record. And that's super impressive, right? You see many drivers struggle that can't get that win every single year, right? Joey Logano's had a few years. Dale Earnhardt had a year without a win. Multiple drivers that couldn't quite go the 20 years or the 19 years with one win every single season. Even Kyle Busch couldn't do it for 21 seasons, right? Had to stop after breaking the record at 19. So certainly very impressive that Denny Hamlin's been able to win that much. 56 career wins, impressive in of itself. Now tied 11th on the all-time win list, could go into the top 10. 3 Daytona 500s for Denny Hamlin. It's all there except the NASCAR Cup Series championship. And I think that talk of is he the best driver without a NASCAR Cup Series championship is now, of course, very real. And it's most likely going to be him. It was, Mark Martin for years. Now it looks like it could definitely be Denny Hamlin. Well, let's just break down a few things because Denny Hamlin's not done, right? Denny Hamlin is still has the potential to go out there and win NASCAR Cup Championship. So let's sort of break down what Denny Hamlin's got going on right now. And it's a lot, right? Denny Hamlin trying to race for Joe Gibbs Racing, right? One of the top Toyota teams in NASCAR, trying to run his own team. He has teammates, Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, now Chase Briscoe coming in from Stewart Haas. So certainly Denny Hamlin has to manage all those things at Joe Gibbs Racing to try to win races, try to win NASCAR championships. That's going to have a little bit of pressure in of itself, but that certainly is a top Toyota team. That's where you want to be. But he also has his own race team, right? Everyone knows 2311, now a 3-car team. Riley Herbst, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick trying to race and win their races, get to a championship themselves. They were able to make it to the Final Four just 1 year ago. Certainly very impressive there. That team has grown very quickly from starting in 2021, debuting in 2021 at the Daytona 500. They have certainly come a long way since then. A real championship contending team, right? Right there with Joe Gibbs, behind Joe Gibbs at the Toyota Cam, maybe with Joe Gibbs right now, right? I think actually last year, a 2311 Toyota made it in and a Joe Gibbs Toyota didn't make it in the Final Four. So certainly that's something interesting to watch as well. Also, Denny Hamlin, we know all about the lawsuits, suing NASCAR, suing the France family. Certainly that's going to be a big distraction as well. But Denny Hamlin is doing everything he can to try to overcome that. And it looks like it's starting to work out a little better than it did. I mentioned earlier this year that it's been a while for Denny Hamlin since he won NASCAR races. He's been up front, shown a lot of speed, has been fast, but he's had pit road mistakes, issues on the car, mechanical failures. Well, right now, things are going right for Denny Hamlin. 2 wins in a row, Martinsville, then going to Darlington, winning at Darlington. So it's a short track, intermediate style racetrack. That's great for Denny Hamlin getting that win. I think another big thing is the sponsor with Progressive coming on. Talked about this a few weeks ago as well. 18, half of the NASCAR schedule now that Denny Hamlin did not have sponsorship for is, that would be the assumption. Now as a primary sponsor for that, that's big time as well. It takes a lot of pressure off, funding the team, getting things done at Joe Gibbs Racing. And now with Denny Hamlin getting those 2 wins, I think Denny Hamlin is in great position to at least try to go get his first NASCAR Cup Series championship. And the big things that I've noticed that are different from prior years is capitalizing on the big moments, right? If we look at some drivers that usually maybe don't run the races great, like and capitalize at the end on overtime restarts when things get crazy at the finish. I look at William Byron as one that's capitalized, won the Daytona 500 this year off a crazy finish. Go back to 2023 when he won multiple races that he probably shouldn't have won, but won on overtime restarts. Him and Rudy Fugle are great at capitalizing in clutch moments, made the Final Four a few years in a row now. Capitalizing in clutch moments is Rudy Fugle and William Byron's strength. You even go back to last year, Martinsville, when they were not good at Martinsville, but they were able to, the previous time, and they were able to work on it, get way better, run at Martinsville, and go to the Final Four. That's what William Byron's team is about. When I look at Denny Hamlin over the last few years in the next-gen car, I look at the opposite. I look at a driver that's dominated multiple Martinsville races. It's done very well in multiple racetracks, dominated some races, should be in contention for the win, and things go wrong at the end. I now see a difference. I see Denny Hamlin sort of getting over that hump. I see the pit crew getting better. I see certain components all coming together and working for Denny Hamlin. The question is going to be if they can take that and keep that momentum going for an entire Cup Series season, which we have not seen in the past. We'll have to continue to watch it. It's clear that Denny Hamlin and this team, championship is on their mind. Where I feel like maybe some other teams, that's certainly not the case, winning races and such. But Denny Hamlin, I think it was an interview last year on a rain delay at Kansas where he was describing how each racetrack that's in the playoffs, they put so much more emphasis in the notebook to perform at that racetrack moving forward. And it's just comments like that I'm sure all teams do, but it's comments like that shows me that Denny Hamlin, very invested, very ready to go out there and win a NASCAR Cup championship. It's all about the clutch moments. Can the distractions go away? Go to last year at Martinsville in practice when Denny Hamlin wrecks the race car, brakes lock up, destroys the race car going into a race that he needs to make the Final Four, and he ultimately didn't make the Final Four. Can they clean up those issues? Can they clean up those mistakes? I think it's very possible if the distractions can go away for Denny Hamlin, if he can focus in on this, if the team can focus in on winning races, I think Denny Hamlin could capitalize. That's what we're going to have to continue to watch moving forward. If these mistakes start coming up again, where there's pit crew issues, mechanical failures start popping up again, I think you're going to see things start to slip. But right now, that's not happening so far in 2025. And very realistically, Denny Hamlin could be a top championship candidate right now. That's really all I wanted to talk about here on this weekday edition on a Friday afternoon going into Bristol. Should be an exciting weekend of racing. And of course, I'll be doing a video following the Food City 500 at Bristol Speedway this week. And of course, let's get rowdy.